Hello everyone. In today's video, we will learn about the image upgrade process on Atom. So to start the image upgrade process, first we need to go under automation, and under automation, let's go to the workflows. Let's click on the workflow catalog so that we can see all the workflows available on Atom. So once you click on the catalog, we'll get a list of the workflows. And from here, we have the filters. So here I'll type in upgrade so that we find the upgrade workflow. So this is the workflow that we use to upgrade a Juniper VMX device. Let's apply this filter, and here the Juniper upgrade workflow comes up. So in this card, you can see some of the stats like the average time and how many workflow instances are running. So let's go inside this workflow. So to start this workflow, we'll have to create a new instance of the workflow. So let me go to the start button here and name this instance. So let's name this instance as test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we have any variables that we want to put here, we can put these variables as well. Since we don't have any variables, so let's start this instance. Okay. So now we see test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has been created, and we can also see the business state is in progress, the workflow state is active, and the duration is 1 second. Now this entire workflow can be viewed in the form of a visual diagram at the top. So let's go to the toggle details so that we can see it more clearly. And here what we see is the entire sequence of steps which are part of this workflow. So since this is an image upgrade workflow designed specifically for a VMX type device, so we have some method of procedures that are created into these blocks, and each block achieves a unique task. So we can see that the first block is a user input task, and then we check if the device is online, and then carry forward with some of the show commands. Then there are some decision boxes to check uh, if the workflow should progress ahead or it should halt depending on the output given by the previous block. Then there are some blocks in bold here, which means that these are subroutines or sub workflows. So starting here, the workflow will call a disk space check workflow, which checks the disk space on the device and checks if there is enough space to upload the image. Similarly, we have a pre-check workflow that is being called here, and then we have a post-check workflow as well. So now let's go inside the workflow. And what we see here is that the first block is highlighted in yellow, which means that the workflow is waiting for a user input. And then the number 1 indicates the number of instances which are currently waiting at this block. So now let's go under actions and give the user input required for the workflow to progress ahead. So we see there is one pending action that we need to complete. So I'll first claim this action, and then we will start the action. So once I click here, a form pops out and asks for the basic details for the workflow to progress. These will be device IP address, the image that we want to upgrade to, and the image file location, as well as the server credentials and where the image is stored. So we can also use some preloaded templates that you already have created to fill in this information. So let me quickly upload a template I have here. So this is my upgrade template. And once I upload the template, all this information is filled with the help of the template. So this is my device, and I selected the OS version as 18.1, as well as I've defined all the other parameters. So once this is verified, I'll click here to give the user input. So now what we see is that the workflow has started to progress ahead. So some of these tasks are pretty quick, like the show commands on the device, and takes milliseconds to execute. And what we see here is that after executing all these commands and going through this flow, the workflow is finally at the upload image task. So once the image upload finishes, then it will move forward in taking the configuration backup as well as the pre-check task. We can also track the status of the workflow or the progress using the task viewer that we have here. So under the task viewer, if I expand this, I can see all the completed task as well as the details of the task. So here I can see it's at the upload image task. So if I want to check any details of the task that has already been completed or running, all I have to do is just click on the details. For example, in the show version, what I see is that this command was run on the device, and this was the output we got. Okay. So after uploading the image, we did some pre-checks on the device. Then finally, we checked the request system VMO since it's a VMX device. And now once the image has been uploaded, it's asking for a reboot approval from the user. So here I have to give the reboot approval, and once I provide the reboot approval, the device will reboot and come up with a new image. So let's provide this reboot approval. So under actions, let me see, there's one pending action. So I'll claim this action, and here I'll select the user and assign this action to the user. And then finally, I'll complete this action. So now I have to provide the reboot approval and the wait time. So let's keep the wait time as 15 minutes. Once I give this reboot approval here, the device will take the reboot command and start coming up with the new image. So in those 15 minutes, we will do continuously run a ping test on the device. So now we see that the workflow has finished successfully. Let's go to the task viewer and verify the same. So here we can see task completed successfully. And if I expand it, I can see the device with this device IP has been successfully upgraded. I can also see the details here. And here I can see the show version after upgrade is 18.1, which is the version we wanted on the device. You can also go to the device viewer and verify the current OS version on the device. So we can search for this device in the device viewer here. And under summary, we can see the platform has been updated to 18.1, which is the correct platform. So that's all for this video. Thank you for joining.